Sitting
So
big
how would
dog.
you describe this hat if you had to describe this to somebody who wasn't actually watching the YouTube video?
One word, I'd say love. It's love in a hat. Doesn't this just scream love?
Everybody who's just listening to this on Spotify, I would recommend getting on the YouTube because this is it's a very unique hat.
It's a little tight.
This is not. I wouldn't say this is on brand for the Dominic Leonelli, the aesthetic.
Well, the Takashi 6ix9ine people that think I look like him would love this hat. It's a Takashi hat. At first, I thought it was the gay colors, but it's not.
How's it not gay?
Well, I guess these ain't the colors I has the gay person.
Oh, it's
They
just a
said
different.
I'd be shunned if I wore this to a gay bar.
I think the gay. I mean, like, because it goes blue at the top. It goes. I mean, it's supposed to go darker. It goes to purple, then it goes to blue, then it goes back. I think that's off.
Yeah, they said it's more of a skateboard. Skaters like it.
I don't know.
This is like some skater shit. This is some
It's
skater
just it's a skater hat, but then not those colors. I think you'd still get kicked out of the skate park for that too.
I'll tell you what, she knitted it, man. She spent the whole.
So it was on one of your cruises.
Yeah, and look at that though. Look at that line in the back, dude. Isn't that's a cool line at least?
Is it? I guess. I don't think about lines too much. I guess.
But yeah, she knitted it and gave it to me.
Which cruise was this?
Oh, dude, I don't remember. I think the Dream out of Texas, maybe.
Oh, you're going to the DR.
Probably one of those places. I actually met a very interesting guy on the ship. I thought it was a woman at first because we were talking the first couple of days, and he'd always tell me dirty jokes. They're like, tell me a dirty joke, and it turns out it was he refers to himself as a man. This is a true story. Like, I know I'm trending weird topics here, but this dude was really cool. But anyway, so when he turned 70, and I don't know how he got somebody to do the surgery, or maybe he just turned 70 and he had it done when he was 60. I don't know, but he had breasts put on.
Oh wow.
And he was fought in a war or something. He was in the Navy, and then he told me he was a spy and had all this clearance, and his whole life was always pressure. Like, he could never share secrets. It divorced his family because his wife didn't. She's like, you got to at least tell me.
Oh wow.
And either way, he's like, he goes, I was lucky enough to live. He's like, I didn't think I'd live past 20, the life I had. And he's like, being around. And he was in New York in the 50s and stuff, he was telling me.
Huh.
And he goes, I just decided one day I'm finally going to do what I want to do. And it wasn't really registering. I was just thinking, wow, they let women in the military even back then. I didn't know
wow, yeah,
it was like that because dude would look like a woman, a good-looking woman. An older one had and I'll tell you what, he was just showing them titties off too,
wow.
man.
Yeah, this is a cruise, so it's hot weather season.
Hot weather, and dude, he had the low cut and
Wow.
everything, and he was proud of them things. And people were covering up their kids' eyes. It was a hell of a cruise.
Wow.
Quick little 4-day.
Huh. Yeah, a cruise is kind of a weird look if you're, if you're like, people are looking at you the whole time. You are there.
Yeah.
You can't get off the boat.
And people play those games. I forgot what the game is. There's some game on ships that you tell people, I don't know. You're supposed to tell people what to do. You give them a dare, and the other people on the ship don't know that it's a dare or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was they play those games by the water park, and everybody kept daring to go grind on this dude, and everybody was doing it. They were loving it out there in the bikini. Till you see the Johnson and everything.
How's the dude feel about it?
He was loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people.
It seems like this is just like a party-looking dude.
Oh,
he's just out.
Party dude.
Yeah.
Dirty jokes. He's telling you jokes. Like, I was like, dude, I can't even speak about this with you. He's like, give me a good joke. I'm like, well, my dad and eBay. And he's like, no, I want something. I want a real joke.
Yeah, joke.
He's like, I murdered people. That's what he said. You think words are going to offend me?
Wow.
He's like, you ever murder somebody and get a set of tits on you? I'm like, no, no, I never did.
Some people, I guess it's just like, if you're just that kind of person who just wants to go out and do stuff, eventually you just do everything.
Well, he said his family, they just ignore his choices, and he just does what he wants now.
Yeah, why not?
He booked like 5 months of cruise, and he's like, he secretly kept money from him,
Oh wow.
and he's gone. He's like, I'm hoping I die on the ship.
Wow.
Yep. He's like, they think they're gonna get my life savings.
Jeez. Yeah, life savings going to Carnival.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he loves it, bro. I'm telling you, he loved it.
Wow.
People that cruise love cruising. Watch you. You're gonna take a cruise. You're gonna end up loving it.
I did it when I was a little kid. I mean,
Oh,
I
you
guess
did
I
do
can't
one.
remember. Yeah, I mean, I was like,
Yeah, but
I was like
probably
6.
I bet you did a more adult cruise. Carnival's a party.
Yeah,
man.
I didn't do like a wild cruise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, it's crazy because it seems like something that it would be for like somebody who's in their 20s or maybe they're in their 30s and they're still rocking like that. But just having the energy, being that old, and there's a lot of steps. You got to walk up steps. You got to.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of coughing people in the morning, waking up, getting their joints ready.
Yeah.
See,
They're dealing with
it doesn't-
seasickness.
people just get hammered drunk. You could get that drunk at any age. It's really, you'll see the people with the big cups of coffee, from the gas station.
Yeah.
It's like a gallon of coffee.
Uh-huh.
They got a handle. That's what they'll be
Wow.
like. I'm out here with a handle of coffee in the morning, cigarettes, start drinking, smoking, drinking, 80 years old.
Wow.
When people say drinking and smoking is bad for you, I beg to differ because I go to the cruises and these people are they're the oldest people you'd ever see in your life.
Right.
99 years old, smack drunk, drinking.
Well, I mean, that's like it's called the survivor bias. You're only seeing the ones who stuck around.
Yeah,
You're not seeing all the guys who
that's true.
got to like 50 and just had a heart attack.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, I think once you get past a certain age, it's like once you get to 80, you're Joe Biden, Donald Trump age. It's like do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah, this is all bonus levels. At this
Eat
point.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah. People associate with like old people like that with like sitting around, like the way you see it in this neighborhood in the summer. Old guys just sit outside all day.
Oh yeah.
Just sort of stare out into the distance.
Play dominoes.
But it's like no, old people. That's only some people. A lot of old people just want to be partying.
right.
They want to be up in the mix in the DR.
Oh yeah, and you can't blame them. I mean, I'd rather do that than be all glossed off.
Yeah.
I know there was one girl, I was like, is she all right? And they're like, oh, no, because she was all glossed off. And they're like, she's got Alzheimer's. And they're like, we're just getting her drunk.
Wow.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's all right.
It's almost a waste of a vacation. You got to go all the way out of the country just to do that.
Right.
Get drunk at home.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Play some Spanish music.
Yeah. Well, you get some high class liquor. I don't know. Stay home, play Mario Kart.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him out there partying, man. God bless him.
So this old lady though, she just like brings her knitting stuff on the boat.
Yeah.
This is just what they do.
Yeah, and she knitted me this hat. Somebody was the other comedian was on stage. We were in the theater. I just got off and he went on. And he's like, what are you doing? You're knitting during my set? Like he told the girl.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't put that away. I'm doing comedy here. You're over here knitting. I'm trying to do comedy. And she's like, I'm making it for the comedian before you. He was my favorite.
Oh, wow.
From the theater people.
Yeah, that's cold blooded.
Yeah.
Make enough to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she gave it to me. Everybody's like, take pictures. And she was so sweet.
Wow.
I like to sit with the older people and talk about the old days. And honestly, I try to get information from them,
Like
Like
what?
they'll tell you stuff. Like, don't waste your time being mad. They'll see me frustrated sometimes. I get frustrated and it's maybe out in the open. Security and dude, it's just 24/7. There's
Yeah, of course.
gotta be back at this time. Every port, I gotta be back at a different time. I'm a comedian. Nobody wants to give you a straight answer. There's that power play.
Uh-huh.
You should know what time you need to be back. It's like I'm asking you because you're in charge. But anyway, some older people tell me, and I'm trying to keep mind of it now, is don't waste time being angry.
Yeah, of course.
You're just mad
That's
mad.
the other thing too. These old people are going on these cruises, and it's a pain in the ass to do anything. But it's like they're so used to just kind of like going along with it.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, who am I even going to fight?
They pick you up. There's people like coming through the metal detector, And they like, dude, 95 years old. They're like, come on, she don't got nothing. She ain't sneaking nothing on. And these security guards will pick her up. Ow! And they're picking her up by her shoulders.
Wow.
And they're patting her down and check. That's my diaper. And they're like, pull her over here. We just got to inspect.
Wow.
And it's like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Well, I mean, like I get that. I'm anti-cop in general, but to be fair, these people are buying drugs in Mexico and bringing them back.
Yeah, no, they are.
So I mean,
the thing is, you're not even checking.
They're
the
not
drugs.
like they're not selling. It's not like they're buying coke and selling it. I mean,
they're not sneaking it in either, though. They're buying the pills, painkillers.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that is probably illegal at some level to.
Oh, it's illegal.
Buy Vicodins or something on the way back.
Well, you know what though? The thing is, those people come in with that shit in boxes out in the open. They're not.
Well,
I
think the immigration people just don't know what they're looking at.
Right.
You just see a bunch of white pills.
Yeah, they're in. No, but they're in the containers.
Yeah.
Roxy codeine, dude. They're buying Roxys over there. Older people getting Oxy 80s and stuff. I take 2 of these, and they call them my happy pills. That's what she was telling me.
It's fucked up. They don't just let old people take those pills.
Right.
Once you get to 80 years old and your back hurts like that, it's just give him what he wants.
Well, that's the reason a lot of these older people take these cruises to Mexico.
Right.
Because it's like, hey, I could cruise, I could eat, I don't got to do nothing. I show up to Mexico, I get off, right at the port, I could bring dope right back. You see them lined up. All the old people excited. The guys get real excited.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like, yep, I'm getting me 2 of these. They got their list.
Well, the guy's about to buy like Viagra or something.
And they do.
Cialis.
Testosterone. This will make you feel young.
Yeah.
It's a gel. You rub it on your thighs. They try to tell you.
I wish we could just hang out with old people more. In terms of like, I mean, I do see old people around.
Yeah.
I know where they hang out at, but it's like there's no intro.
Oh, you could go sit down with them.
I think I could, but it's like, I think I'm just not the kind of guy who can sit down and I struggle talking to people my own age.
It's a lot easier to talk to an older person.
Well, I mean, like, I think if you're in a situation like a cruise, then it's like, that they're not doing shit. You can just sort of sidle up to them.
It's a lot like comedy. You got to get a few practice ones in.
Yeah.
Like there's some, maybe you'll say something and be like, I shouldn't have said that. You just get up and leave.
Well, I mean, you gotta feel it out.
Yeah.
You just sort of say, what's your story? Where you from?
Well, you just got to talk to them about how your joints that hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you'll make a conversation.
Well, I think the conversation also starts a lot where it's like, man, things aren't like they used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I hear you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in my day, none of these damn Vietnamese
yeah.
running the pharmacies.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you could go up there. You got to talk to those old Dominicans with the tight shorts on in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys will crack you up.
That's what sucks is all these guys in the neighborhood. I mean, I live in this area. I mean, like, I barely know anybody. But it's like, I can't just hang out with a bunch of Puerto Rican guys in the corner.
Yeah.
I think like it wouldn't fit it. No, but it's
Get
like
a nice polo.
I respect their culture so much that it's like, no, this is what they do. They hang out in seats.
Dude, you get a nice Easter polo, you'd have to beat those guys off. They'd be.
But you never see it. I mean, like if you go up to the Washington Heights, you don't just see like 5 Puerto Rican guys and 1 Asian guy hanging out.
No, you don't.
Yeah. You go to Chinatown, you don't see 1 Dominican guy hanging out with a bunch of Chinese. It's like people have respect.
Yeah, it's like prison rules with the older people.
Well, it's just comfortable. I mean, what are we? It's gonna be uptight if I sit down.
Yeah, they don't know what to say.
Start talking about the Yankees.
Yeah, sea moss or something. You start bringing up some shit like that.
Yeah.
Seaweed's actually good for your.
Well, they're gonna think that I'm actually like some sort of politician or something. I'm trying to, kiss some babies.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe we should go do that on a podcast. We should get one of those old people on. It'd be the most interesting podcast.
Well, I got to show up and like I'll get like a nice beach chair.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, let me trade chairs with you.
I'll be honest. I sit around. I do talk to some older people, and my thing is once they start lying, that's when I got to end the conversation.
Yeah.
They start telling you, oh, they were hitchhiking and they got picked up by Leonard Skinner. That's like, all right, man. All right, I'll see you later.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I think the problem is like when it's really like once it starts getting political,
or once
they start getting racial. And it's like,
oh yeah, that's about 5 minutes in, bro. It could be
it could be a bit much.
That's the opener. What are you, Asian? That's what they're gonna say to you.
I just want to hear about the Yankees. I want to hear about Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your thoughts on immigration. It's like,
Yeah.
What's wrong with this country?
Yeah, damn, what was I just? I don't even remember what I was talking about.
It sucks because it's like you realize there's so many resources that we just can't. I mean, theoretically, it's all right here, but it's just on a practical level. I'm not actually going to talk to these people, but you know how many stories could come out of that?
Yeah.
How much information you could learn and just life lessons and just, connecting with people like that.
Yeah, no, I know it. Yeah,
my dad worked with old people. Like, that was his whole career. He worked as a social worker.
Oh, no way.
So he was always around old people. And I think he kind of it helps him out because now he's old. So I think he kind of knew what was coming.
Wow, I always thought your dad had like a hard labor job, like somewhere.
No, he was a social worker. So he's working with like old people, old Japanese people.
Did he ever tell you anything like what they said? Well, old Japanese people don't talk, do they?
Oh, it's the Japanese people that do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why they need a Japanese social worker.
Does he speak Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my dad, his whole life was just like, my whole life, my dad was always driving around some old person to the hospital or something.
Just talking Japanese.
Well, they got to go to the Social Security office. They don't understand anything, so they need a guy or they need somebody to explain how Medicare works or something.
Wow.
So my dad is like an expert in old people stuff. So now it's like once he had to go to Medicare, once he turned 67 or something, he was like,
he knew what to do.
Knew how to fill out the forms.
Yeah.
Who to talk to.
Now, does he have a social worker?
No, he doesn't need it. But it's like him and he knows how to take care of my mom, and they're really like
Wow.
They're pretty old at this point, but they're very independent. But it's like that's what I see so many old people. You see, go to like the store and there's a self checkout. Some old guy's trying to figure out how to pay for bananas.
Yeah.
And it's like I want to go up and help him, but it's also like I know the decorum for these things.
Yeah.
Some people you got to figure out a way. Some people need help but don't want to ask for help.
Yeah, I notice old people hate when you talk to them like they're a little kid. I say,
like,
why are you talking to me like
the
that?
button says bananas right in front of you.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
fucking retarded? Just
I say, are you getting nanners?
You see, there's a picture of a banana. It's on the screen.
They hate when you help them. Like one girl dropped her cane at the Pittsburgh airport just last week, and I bent over and picked it up. She's like, you germed it up.
Ah, come on.
She was so mad. I'm like, I wipe
That's
it
when
off.
you throw the shit back in the ground. Yeah, pick it up.
You germed it up.
That's the other thing, too, with old people. Once you talk to them enough, is that, like, they will give you some, like, gems of wisdom about how to live your life. But you realize these aren't geniuses.
Right.
They have some stuff that you got to take the good without the bad.
Yeah.
There's only, like, each person only has a little bit that they can teach you. And then there's a bunch of other shit they also talk about.
I worked in high school. I worked at this Greek restaurant, and the guy's father would come in, and I guess he originally used to own the Greek restaurant. He gave it to his son.
Yeah.
This is years passed down. Old Greek man, and he would tell us like, and dude, we were like, first off, old people, they don't understand about HR departments, the human resource. They're gonna say something where you're like, whoa, I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
But we're all like 16-year-old kids. There's guys and girls that work there. He's like, I'm going to tell the fellas. He goes, and his Greek accent, real heavy. He goes, like my father tell me. He goes, 2 things in life, you be okay. He goes, watch where you sign your name and watch where you put your thing. He'd always go all into it. He'd get all excited when he'd tell us.
Yeah. Old people there was a generation where it's like you were always at work. Those old guys just worked 80 hours a week.
3 jobs.
So it's like you were never not at work.
Yeah.
So everything you do at work is just you.
Yeah.
They didn't have a concept of like, this is something you should say at the bar after work.
Right.
And it's like, no, we just work all day. So it's
Yeah.
like, no, you got to talk about your dick somewhere. So you do it at work.
They really did, too. My grandfather had 3 jobs. He said, yeah, the key with 3 jobs is you got to find one you could sleep at. So he did security at the mall at nights, and he'd sleep there, wake up, go to the mill, and then he'd go be a cop between security and the mill.
Wow.
Yep.
Was he rich?
No, he had 9 kids, 2 families.
Jesus
He was
Christ.
one of those 2-family grandpas.
Wait, he had 9 kids? So you had like your family.
Well,
then.
we had 9 that he knows of. He had 8.
This is on your dad's side?
Yeah, he had 8 on one side, and then we found out at the funeral he had another one in there.
This is your dad's dad? Or
Yeah.
So you have like a bunch of like uncles or something?
Yeah, I got a lot of uncles.
How many uncles and cousins?
I got well, there's my dad, then there's about 6 uncles and 1 aunt. And then his daughter that we just found out about, Well, I wouldn't mind getting to know her. I mean, we're still family. She looks just like him.
Yeah.
I look just like him, dude. A picture of me
All right.
when I was 20 and a picture of him in the Navy at 20. People thought the picture of me was his color enhanced picture.
Wow.
They're like, wow, dude, it's crazy. You look identical to him.
Huh. So how many? So you only have, that's 8 uncles? Seems like it'd be more.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's on my dad's side. There's, my dad had 6 brothers and a sister. So that's, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd have to line them up here. Let me see.
It gets confusing.
There's Bubby, Billy, Marty, Tommy, Phil, Lou. Yeah, there's 6 uncles on my dad's side.
Are they
One
all?
aunt, then my dad.
They're all in Ohio?
Yeah.
In like the same area too?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's, then my aunt remarried. I had my uncle Mario.
Yeah.
And then I got my uncles on my mom's side. Then I got my aunt on my stepmom's side.
Huh. You know
Big
all these
family.
people?
Yeah, I mean, when we have a party, when we were having parties, I mean, now my mother's side of the family got a little weird. They don't really talk to me ever since she passed away. But when that family's always about some drama. But, all families are. So I don't know what's going on with that side. But we used to have family parties. There would be we'd have to rent 100-person hall.
Wow.
For a birthday party.
Just like a family reunion?
No, that'd be like somebody's 16th birthday party.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't imagine a family reunion, dude. We'd need 500 people.
Jesus Christ.
What about you? You don't come from a big family?
My dad had a bunch of, I have a bunch of uncles and stuff that I've only met a couple times.
Wow, just a couple times.
Well, they live in Japan or they live somewhere or something.
Damn, they're really out in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my dad was born in Japan, so.
Hiroshima?
No. But yeah, I think my dad has friends or something from Hiroshima. There was an old guy who used to always come around. It's weird how there's so many old guys that my parents. It would always be my parents' friends are just kind of hanging around.
Yeah,
they would just be eating dinner, and there would just be some old guy.
Yeah,
who was somebody's friend. But it's they never told me that. At this point, the guy's definitely dead.
Yeah,
but they never told me that he died.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You would think that this news would come up.
Yeah, no, people don't talk about. Well, see, my family's the opposite. You get the phone call when somebody dies. They'll be like, "Oh, I hate to break it to you, so and so passed away."
Oh, wow. Were there a lot of just your uncles and stuff? Was it just you see them on special occasions, or they're just hanging around with your dad?
Special occasions, holidays, birthday parties. We used to always get together. If I became successful, I would get that house that everybody comes over because that's what we had growing up.
Evander Holyfield house.
Yeah. And, it's a family party and all the nieces and nephews running around. I want that again, honestly.
Get some touch football going.
Yeah, playing pool in the basement. We had little games, horseshoe, and everybody you go around. If you did something big, hey, so and so got an A. So and so's in karate. Maria could do 100 push-ups or something.
It's a little talent show at some point.
Yeah.
Somebody starts juggling or something.
And then you break out stuff, the old photo album about your Uncle Lou that played football.
Wow. You think once you get rich, these people are going to come after you for money?
I don't think so. I don't know. Well, the thing is now, when I get rich, it's going to be a whole new family. It's going to be all my uncles. They ain't coming. They're hanging out home. It's going to be my brother, his kids. I'll have a few kids. Maybe adopt a couple uncles.
People always complain about when you get rich and everybody wants money from you, but it's at some level, it's got to be kind of fun, right?
Oh, yeah. Dude, if I had money, first thing I'm doing, maybe not the first thing, but if I had one of those houses, think about, say you were talking $30 million. You could go buy a mansion for $12 million, or you can get a nice house and adopt some family members, get a couple uncles in that. Wouldn't you adopt some 55-year-old?
Yeah.
Uncles are fun.
Well, you want a guy who is going to be cool.
Right.
He's not going to bother you too much.
Right.
He's still going to have company.
Go outside, smoke some weed. He'll sneak off. You don't know where he's
a guy
going.
who's going to, you have a barbecue. He's going to be flipping burgers.
Pouring beer on it.
I'm not doing that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You need an uncle.
Yeah, just some unmarried guy who never really got it together.
Yeah.
He tried doing comedy for a while.
Right.
Didn't pan out.
I'd probably
Yeah.
get a couple of our comedian friends.
Yeah.
I know some comedian friends that make a great uncle.
Oh, that's true. Not a lot of great parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's like imagine just being rich and just somebody you get the phone call and somebody tells you they got to get their lymph nodes taken out or something.
Yeah.
You get to be like, all right, yeah, here's $1,200.
Yeah.
That's not all the money you need, but that'll get you somewhere.
It'll help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Get
will
one of
you
those
something.
lymph nodes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to you got to work a little hard.
If you need
Hustle
anything,
for the rest.
yeah, that's when you say, if you need anything, call.
And then they call and you're like, stop calling.
Yeah, I'm not home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd be helping out. You know what I'd do? I'd take my whole family on vacations. I'd be one of those guys. I'd be the cool uncle,
I don't know if I'd actually want to go on vacation. I don't like the logistics of having to go on vacation with that many people. I think it would be more stress than fun, I think.
No, I think it'd be fun.
I'd pay for them to go on vacation.
Oh, that's an easy
Yeah, I'll
one.
send you guys out. You guys go to Cabo for a little while.
You're going to drive
Send
around
me
in
some
your,
pictures.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm going to just chill here.
with your young African wife.
Yeah.
It's going to come. Watch, you're going to
Me
get
and
one.
Lupita.
You got to talk to our buddy. Our friend got a young African wife.
Ah, he's doing good.
Yeah.
Man, you seen these Facebook pictures?
Yeah, you got to
He's-
see if she got a sister over there.
Ah, he's got. I think she's got a bunch. I was watching his. Yeah, I was watching his Facebook. It's really like he went over there. He's doing it.
Oh, he went over there.
Yeah.
Is that why B went over there too? They went together or no?
No. That's an unrelated thing. But no, I think I saw. Yeah, he went over there. He's got his whole family. He looks all happy and everything. His baby's walking around.
Wow.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Dude, that is.
Imagine that plus some money.
Yeah.
You get a nice big house, big backyard. Hey, that's what you need is the backyard is the key.
Yeah.
Get a big backyard. They could play football, set up the grill.
Oh, yeah. You let all your little children just run around, do whatever.
Yeah, you don't got to do anything. Get them some Nerf guns or something.
Water gun fights.
Yeah.
Now, do they do that in San Diego where you grew up? Or you grew up in San Diego, right?
No, Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco, yeah.
Oh,
They do
San
it-
Francisco. That's right. Damn, I keep forgetting. Dude, you grew up in the... man,
No,
that
not
place
in San
looks so
Francisco,
fun.
but across the bay.
Oh.
Yeah. But like, I mean, we did, obviously, yeah. But it's like the houses there. It's like, I mean, I don't know what Ohio's like, but like, we don't get like big backyards.
Yeah, the neighbors are right there.
Yeah, the neighbors are on both sides. So you go to the park or something. But I would love to have like, you go out to like Sticks and you get that big ass backyard where there's not even a fence.
No, that's Ohio.
Yeah. It's just like you can just run. You get a golden retriever and you just throw the ball and it just
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
That's my dream, honestly. That's what I
Yeah.
want. I mean, but so you grew up in like a step-by-step type of neighborhood,
Yeah.
or Full House.
Mhm.
Every move you make.
Yeah, well, it's just like, I mean, pretty standard suburbs. I think this is what most people do these days. It's just like a backyard is like, I don't know, it goes back like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Enough to have a barbecue and maybe you play some shuffleball or something.
Yeah.
It's not enough to like, you get a dog and you just let him off the leash.
You didn't
Just
have
run.
a dog growing up?
Nah. We had
Damn.
a cat. People have dogs, though. It's a common
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
No, we had like 7 dogs growing up.
Oh, man.
We always had dogs. Sometimes we just get rid of them. We had so many. I'd come home, a dog would be gone. My dad'd be like, I sold it. I'd be like, what? It'd be my favorite dog. Yeah, I got $100. I needed a windshield for the Chevy.
Wow.
And it's just like, I hated driving in that car.
Jeez. I mean, you had to pay for that windshield.
Yeah.
Are we not going to have a windshield in the
Yeah.
Chevy?
I'd be Heidi Ho. I'd name him.
You think you're going to go back to getting a dog
Mm-hmm.
once you get your big ass house?
I'm going to get the house. I'm going to have a couple dogs for sure. I want one of those English bulldogs with the
Oh, yeah.
pushed-in nose.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some fun dogs.
I think those dogs have like genetic problems or something, though, right?
Really?
Yeah. Well, they're all like inbred at this point.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think they get all fucked up. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, at least they'll be fun while you have them.
Yeah. I think they just like at a certain point their legs get fucked up or something if they're
Isn't-
waddling around.
That's crazy. Yeah, I had a dog like that, hip dysplasia. It was an inbred dog.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? People are like, I want that purebred. It's like the mutts I had lived way longer. You get a mutt, one ear.
Yeah, well, it's like
Couple
they
teeth
have
missing.
all the good parts of all these different dogs.
Yeah.
And they don't have the downsides.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like being kids. It's like people who are like biracial or something. You live longer, just because you get the good qualities of these
Wow.
different races.
I didn't know that.
You're more likely to live for like you have like more like cancer survival rates or something. 'Cause
Really?
it's all in there. Yeah.
Get out.
You get a little bit of African, a little bit of Latino, some
Wow.
Norwegian or something, and it's like you get a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to plan it out, man.
That's why I got to get this African wife. My kids are going to be invincible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They will, drinking water from the sink.
Yeah. Must be nice.
I think you'll get it, man. You play your cards right. See, you got to...
Well, the other thing, too, is that, like, you want a big house with the big family, but it's also, like, I don't want to be in, like, the middle of nowhere. You still want to be in, like, a community.
Yeah.
And I still want to be able to hang out with these old Dominican guys in the block.
See, that's where it gets tricky.
You got to get a mix.
Well, it's a lot easier to just get that big house in the middle of nowhere. Do you really want a community? Make your own community.
But it's like you do want to be in the mix. I think that's also a thing that makes people live longer. That's why people live so long in Japan. Old people in Japan are living till like 110 because they hit like 80 and they're all just living together. It's like you're living in it's like an old, not even like, it's kind of like an old person home, but it's more like a frat house.
Man,
everybody just hangs out all day. They're playing their little games or whatever,
yeah,
talking about old times, and it's like it keeps you fresh mentally. When old people get like isolated in the suburbs, they go fucking nuts.
At what age do they start like taking the soy sauce? Because my father's getting old and we're taking the salt. That's like a Japanese thing, right?
Taking the salt away, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like
away.
Naturally they that's not really part of the diet for like old people.
Soy sauce.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing that they're realizing, because like people do studies on like why these old Japanese people in Osaka live forever,
mm-hmm.
and it's like it's not just because they eat seaweed and they're drinking water. It's because they're like social.
Wow.
You live longer if you're around other people. That's why lonely people who are single, they tend to die younger. First off, because you develop worse habits, but also just because you're not socializing, you're not in the mix.
Yeah.
You don't have like responsibilities to hold on to. You just end up, watching TV all day or something.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's what a lot of these old people do. Once your family cuts you off, all you do is you sit at home and you go on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you start, developing crazy ideas.
It has to be hard in smaller towns when your family cuts you off because, like, I'm from one of those small towns when you drive past your grandpa's house and your dad's like, put your head down.
Yeah.
And he just keeps going.
This old guy's hanging outside.
Then, your grandpa's calling, I want to see my grandkids.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened last time you saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't keep your hands to yourself. That's right. That only happened once.
Yeah. I don't remember it.
That's the thing, though, is old people these days, everybody's just on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they just have all day to just like poke around and try to like stir themselves up.
My mother's side of the family's in this Facebook group. They took it over somehow after my grandfather, my step grandpa. I had a lot of grandpas. He passed away. He was like, yeah, he was my step grandpa. And they took over the political thing. And my family's like,
it's a political group, or it was like a family
political group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like my grandfather would post stuff about politics in it. And somehow they're on it now.
But there was like a faction that just like took over from the other faction.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is now, one thing about my aunts and uncles is they don't read. Like, they're quick to be like, just see it.
Of course. Yeah. Well, they react to memes and stuff.
They're posting stuff like that's just not true. It's funny. They were posting stuff. People were doing as gags on the internet where they were putting up a Trump speech next to a picture of Biden.
Yeah.
And they're like, believe he said this, Trump America 2024. Yeah. And I'm telling them in the group, I'm like, that's something Trump said. Like, you guys should take that down. And they got mad at me. They blocked me from the group.
Wow.
They didn't check it.
Yeah.
Cut me out of the will.
But it's just like those people. Just imagine like what their blood pressure is going up every time they see that picture pop up.
Yeah.
So it's like all day long, all you're doing, you're not like talking to people at the store and hey, how's your day? It's like, no, I'm just on Facebook and I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
And it's like you're already old. That just your brain gets fried at a certain point.
I knew a lot of people because like I was very young in my family, so there was so many people that got old. Like, I knew my great grandparents too.
Oh, wow.
I met my great grandma. She used to watch me. And these people, you could always kind of tell when they start to lose it. That one eye gets a little glossed over.
Yeah.
You know, you see that eye, there ain't nothing going on the right side of their brain.
Well,
And then
they're seeing something, but
Yeah.
you're not seeing it.
Yeah. And then that's when you know, like, okay, whatever they say, we'll just let it go.
Yep. But the thing is, too, sometimes those people they're old, but they can still drive.
Oh, yeah.
So then they're still, you don't know what's about to happen there.
Well,
they're
you know,
slipping and sliding.
You take their license from them, you sell their car, you make a couple bucks, you get them on TikTok, go viral with them all lost.
Yeah, the next thing you know, they're just wandering around.
Yeah, look, everybody, Grandma don't know where she is.
Yeah.
Everybody.
She thinks it's the 80s.
Yeah. Comment at this lost soul. Everybody poke fun at this.
Hey, Grandma, who's the president?
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah, you know, there's that age. You know, you don't want people knowing you got money because it's the grandkids that are going to really connive you.
Right.
They'll try to sneak you. You know, I knew a story. This kid lived up the street from me. He was raised by his grandparents, and he used to do little things to try to get him put in a home, but then they busted him. See, they're smart. The grandpa was writing everything down. Older people used to write stuff down.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you got to go back to.
Longhand.
How old are you when you start? You got to start writing stuff, Dan.
Well, I do, but I mean, at this point, you know, it's all in Google Docs.
Nah, you got to get a notebook.
Go longhand.
The government can mess with that.
That's
Google.
true. Yeah.
You get a notebook in your drawer.
You get you write it all longhand, and you put a thumbprint on everything at the end.
Yep, they were about to put this person in a home.
Wow.
And he pulled out the notebook.
Jeez. Yeah, once you get to that old age where it's like you're writing a will.
Yeah.
And then the next week you change your mind, so you got to go back and you change it up and everything.
Yep.
Dividing all your stuff up.
All your grandpa's right stuff. You know, I used to cut my grandpa's grass when he was losing it. I was young. I didn't know any better, and I'd be showing up like 3 times a week for $20.
Oh, wow.
And then he went and checked his book. He called me so mad.
Oh, wow. Is that the last you saw your grandpa?
Yep.
Well, hope you learned your lesson on that one. That's why you get 2 grandpas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fuck it up with one.
And I was lucky. I had about 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I had my step-grandpa, I had my great-grandfather, my step-great-grandfather. A lot of marriages didn't work out in my household. The one I was closest with was my step-great-grandpa, my Papa John.
Oh, wow.
He said, I don't know why all you damn kids are in my life. All these kids running around. He used to watch us. He was so cheap with electric. He would take duct tape and use it to vacuum the carpet because he's like, that electric, run that damn bill up.
Wow.
He was in the military.
Yeah, but that duct tape ain't free either.
Right.
Yeah, get some hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where he got all the damn duct tape from.
Huh.
His dog would bite him. His whole arm would be half chewed off, his thumb hanging. He'd be like, it's Scratchy did it. It's all right. We'd be like, tape that up, Pop.
Wow.
Yep. He'd smoke cigarettes every day.
That's the other thing, too. Once you get to, like, old age, you get to just, like, impart your life wisdom to young people.
Yeah. And, you know, he always had a fear we'd end up like somebody else. You better clean up your room. You're going to end up like that Jessup up there. And a whole bunch of mess. You see, it'd be like somebody owns a junkyard.
Oh, yeah.
He's got shit all the hell, Sam hell over there.
Yeah. That boy ain't graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better clean that up. Clean up your act. I'll fix your ass.
It's like someday you get to be like, once you're old and rich, though, especially once you get rich, because nobody really wants to ask advice from a poor person.
Yeah.
But once you can actually get rich and you're just sitting back in your house and your bum-ass nephew starts showing up and asking you questions, then you just get to, like, you know, advise people.
Yeah.
I think that's a very satisfying way to ride out those last years.
Tell him play baseball. Don't be a drug dealer like me.
Yeah. You just get to tell them, like, you see that woman? You don't trust that woman.
Yeah.
Get you a good woman.
Yeah.
Church.
Knee high. The dress should be knee high. You know, there is a good thing about you go to church. You don't go to church, do you?
Yeah.
Man, one cool thing about church is everybody's just genuinely happy.
Yep.
They'll smile at you. It's just a place of love. Honestly, if
Well,
you
it's the one place people aren't going to do business.
That would be the spot to meet a wife, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is good advice people give you.
Yeah.
But the problem, I think, with that, though, is that there are some people who only go to church for that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you got to actually go for the whole thing.
Or to sell cars.
That's a bonus.
A lot of people are just going to church to sell cars to the people.
Oh, the network.
Yeah.
Find ways to scam
Real
people
estate,
or something.
Yeah. Rob them. These are nice people.
It's the same people who are like, oh, you want to make friends? Big city, you got to go volunteer.
You know,
Next thing you know, you're at a fucking homeless shelter trying to talk to somebody.
I know a girl, and she's real religious, and a guy tried using God as an in, and he told her, he's like, God told me that we should sleep together.
Wow.
She told me that. She's like, do you think God would say that? I'm like, no. I really don't
Maybe.
think so.
I mean, God wants you to do. Yeah, I guess.
She slept with him.
Yeah, that's a very bold move to pull.
Yeah, that's some Ohio shit.
Yeah.
That's how you get them in Ohio.
But once you get rich and you move back to Ohio too, you start going to church again?
I mean, I would go now, to be honest with you. The problem is I don't have any nice church clothes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to show up with that hat?
I'll be disrespectful. I show up with like this, sin all in my pockets.
Yeah. It's not a good look.
Yeah, I'm going to start going to church, reading the Bible a little bit. I've been reading it.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you always see those NFL players, when they make that pass, who are they thanking? God and their mother.
That's true, yeah. You point up.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's got to be something behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
You know, I wonder, they should also, though, I think they should also thank God when they miss the pass. You know?
Right.
It's like, hey, you got to be both ways with this.
That was the devil.
Yep.
The devil's got it in me.
Yeah, the devil's tempting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it, man. Maybe once I'll get some money up. I mean, I never actually lived in the Midwest, but, you know, maybe that's just how we're supposed to ride this out at the end.
Well, one problem
I'll
is
be getting into college football.
If you ever move to the Midwest, you'll realize very early on, you can't even go out to a bar. Like, you got to go to one of these social clubs where it's members only. Because when you're our age, a little older, I see these guys 55, and they're at the bar around a bunch of 21-year-olds.
Ah, they got old people bars, right?
You'd have to go to an old person bar. It's very rare, though, because then young kids, they make that old person bar the new hangout.
Oh, it's probably cheap.
Yeah.
No, but I think there are these, like, even in this area, there are these, like, shithole bars that aren't even, like, in, like, a fun way.
Yeah, 25 and over.
Not even that, or it's, like, guys in their 60s who are just watching sports.
Yeah, that's the type of bar you need.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be ended up at one of these places.
No.
You know.
Definitely not.
They got the nickname for you. All the young girls, they nickname you.
Oh, they're trying to bounce ping pong balls off your head.
Right.
Or something. Yeah.
People are taking TikToks of you buying shots for a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're always the guys that sneak in the little vape pen.
Yeah.
You ever ride in a Mercedes?
Punk ass kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think when I'm old, especially like, I could see myself being like 75 years old in like Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Just Ohio State gear, head to toe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just lying about my whole past.
At the college.
And just saying that, like, nah, this is my alma mater. Telling people I went there.
Yeah.
And having just, like, strong opinions about football.
Right.
Yeah, just breaking down all this technical stuff.
I could see you doing that all at the conferences.
And then just once a week, yeah, it's all of a sudden, here, let me tell you about Alabama.
You know what? You should move there and start and open up a Taekwondo studio. And then you go to the college, you just wear your gi.
I would love to be part of it. I mean, like, I went to college, San Diego State, which is like, it's a good school, and they're okay at sports, but it's not like, my biggest regret in life is that I didn't go to, like, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Or, like, Michigan. Or, like, Alabama.
Yeah, you would have, that would have been the good old days.
But not even that, where it's like, because once if you go to a school like Michigan or Ohio State, the rest of your life, that's your whole identity.
Yeah.
It's like you see another Ohio guy, you're like, you can really bond on that.
But also, that's also your high point. It'll never be that good, you know, as it was when you were there. Now, at least you're still going up in the world.
I don't know, man. Ohio plays every year.
Yeah,
Michigan just won it all. I mean, that would be a pretty fucking big moment for me.
You'd get a good 15 minutes every year of being, like, proud.
That's a whole season.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've never been, but I'm pretty sure that's like a lifestyle.
Oh,
for some
people are jumping in the lake, flipping cars. It's insane.
But even, like, it's not just, I mean, the season goes for, like, 10 weeks or something. But, like, there's, like, the lead up to the season. We're talking about the team. Oh, we got the team this year. There's
so many times I'm in Ohio and we're talking and I'm reminiscing with my friends. Like, I've had friends that went to Ohio State. It's expensive school.
Yeah.
And anyways, and they'll tell you, oh, yeah, right after that game, that's when I got Jess pregnant. You know, and it'll be like, they'll tell you at the thing, yeah, we did.
Yeah. And there's just some old piece of shit in the stands. He's telling you about the old days.
Yep.
Back in the 60s. Before women wore bras or something.
Oh, yeah.
They start, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. It's just you bring together a community. At
See,
least you
you
have
would
something.
have
You
that.
have something that draws people together.
You'd have a lawyer, you know. No, I went to OU with him.
Yeah, it's my old buddy
Yeah.
from back in the days.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you have not only do you have a group of people that like you bond with, but you also have common enemies.
Yeah.
Michigan,
I
these
remember
fucking Michigan people coming down.
one of my friends was in a frat at Kent State, and it was called Teak. And I went and hung out with these guys, and I'm like, you know, I didn't think, when I was 17, I always wanted to be in a frat. And then when I went and hung out with these guys when I was like 20, I was living a regular life. These guys were still like college kids.
Yeah.
And I like was renting a house. I'm like, I didn't miss anything. They're like putting goldfish in their butt. It's like, it's just a weird thing.
Well, it's kind of it depends on like some frats. It's almost like the rest of your life. That's like you're still like those are your guys.
But what type of bond do you need? Like, we both had the same thing in our butt.
Well, no, but I mean, like you both had the same thing in your butt, but now that guy runs Goldman Sachs.
Right.
Yeah. Now that guy owes you for the rest of your
Oh,
life.
because you got the dirt.
Well, you got blackmail on him, so now it's like he's
Wow.
got to hook you up with Yankees tickets,
I didn't get that.
and that's
Yeah.
what those guys do. It's like you're paying a lot of money at the time to live in this kind of a fucked up situation. But
Yeah.
it's like those are it's like being like army buddies with somebody,
Yeah.
where it's like you're bonded with them for the rest of your life
Wow.
because you both did some gay shit in the past.
Yeah.
It's like, nothing brings guys together like that.
Yeah, you're
Doing
right.
some secretly gay stuff back in the day.
The dick grabbing games are coming back. Remember that one dude that shot somebody? He's on the run. He started playing the dick grabbing game. I blocked his hand. The dude was ready to fight me because I wouldn't let him touch my dick.
Wow.
We were at LOL Comedy Club. He's like, "What the fuck, man?" Like straight up.
Thought we were friends.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm almost 40.
We don't play that shit.
Yeah, I don't want you grabbing my private parts.
Yeah, but see, like, imagine if he did, though, how much closer together you'd be with him.
He would have shot somebody for me,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
That's what you need, friends like that in this world.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. I
Yeah.
feel like these last few episodes we've been trending further towards moving out of the city into Ohio.
Let me ask you something. Would you ever just shoot somebody for sport? Like if they started cloning people?
I could do it.
Yeah, if it's a clone?
That's the other thing, though. Like, at first, I got to shoot a gun. Because
Yeah.
right now, this is all theoretical. I think I'd be good at it.
But you might as well do it all at one time. When you first time you shoot a gun, murder somebody.
But it's like you don't want to be that first time where you find out that you're a bad aim.
I
And
think
you got
that
bullets flying everywhere and shit.
that would be, well, if it's a clone, he's only built so you could cap him.
Oh, right. I get what you mean.
Like, what if they were just like, hey, guys, like, you know how, I think they got this in Korea. Maybe they got it in Japan. But you ever see, like, how you could buy underwear in a vending machine?
Yeah, that's a Japanese thing.
Don't they claim, like, that lowers, like, rape or something?
Well, the reason why, like, someone would think that was that, like, anybody who's buying underwear from a vending machine is, like, a weirdo.
Right.
So it's like, let's at least keep them contained.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's keep them busy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this guy's going to go home and jack off.
It's a
like,
distraction.
But it's, well, once he's done jacking off, then it's like, you're safe from him for a little while.
Yeah.
Because he's got that.
He's not going to do
Got
one
that
of
out
the
of his
most
system.
inhumane things ever.
Well, yeah. I mean, he got it out of his system. You know what
Yeah.
it's like to be done
Right.
after you're done. I mean, that's why I always say about porn. As much as people say porn is killing society, but it's like, it's keeping some guys busy.
Yeah.
At
Oh, I
least
know people.
You want these guys in their home. You don't want this dude on the prowl.
Right.
Because it's like, at least he's at home doing what he's doing. Because it's not like you don't got to talk to him at the store.
Hanging out under the steps.
Hey, he's not at the high school.
Well, what if they were able to clone people? You could just buy them in a vending machine.
That's true.
You know, do whatever you want with them. Punch them in the eye.
Hey, I could see that.
That could be
just
cool.
work out some aggression.
Hit them in the stomach or something.
Yeah.
See, it'd be a good idea. Like, say you want to jump off a roof, but you don't know if it's safe. Have your clone do it.
That's true.
And then you're like, oh, no, I could do this.
Well, you could just, even if you're filming a movie and the stunt's too dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like you get the Jackie Chan guy. It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you lose a tooth, you could pull one out of his head, put it in your mouth.
That's what all the clone stuff is going to go towards first. It's not like we're going to make a whole new human. It's like, no, we're just going to make some arms.
Yeah.
It's for people who don't have arms, and we're going to make a heart or something.
Yeah, that would be wild.
Yeah.
Well, there is going to be some people with the money that's like, no, make me a human.
Yeah, I want a whole guy.
I'd want a little mini me maybe. Somebody I could throw around. You know what I'd get? I'd get one of those handle suits, like they used to use in vaudeville days, where you put a handle on the back of the
It's like a
suit
little duffel bag.
and you could just throw them.
Yeah.
Imagine throwing your clone.
Yeah. And you don't feel bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just a little guy.
that'd be cool. Smack them around a little bit. Maybe make them do math.
Do all the stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah, read this story problem. There's 2 trains. Read it with your little mouth.
Yeah. Do you think, though, when you move back, it's definitely going to be Ohio? Or could you see yourself moving to, because even Ohio is getting pricey. A lot of people probably can't afford it, so you got to move to Wyoming or something. Nebraska.
No, I don't know. My family and my roots are in Ohio. My nieces and nephews. I'd probably do Ohio. And the thing is, it is expensive, but it's still doable for sure. I would do Ohio.
Could you ever see yourself living in Nebraska though?
No.
In the way out.
I'd be too lonely. I want to be around my family.
Yeah.
Been away so long. You know what would be cool too, though, is to have that little vacation home, that timeshare, like in Daytona or something, or St. Pete's, like on the beach. You fly out.
Yeah.
When your kids are 18, you guys go to the timeshare. Fly over there.
Change the sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you tip the cleaning staff.
Tip the Mexican guy who's there.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Don't steal any towels.
Yeah. I can see that. The thing is, though, it's like we don't know if the prices keep going up like this. What if you get priced out of Ohio too?
We gotta buy right away.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I'd be in Ohio forever, so I'd always make money.
Yeah. But I feel like that's why all these guys, so many people are moving overseas now, where it's you end up spending your last years in a place you don't even know, just because that's the only thing you can afford. I think that's what's going to start happening a lot more and more as prices keep going up like this.
Well, I know people because from the cruises, these people travel everywhere. A lot of these cruise ship people, they meet their wife on the ships, and their wife is from one of these crazy countries.
Yeah.
And they'll marry her and live there. They'll just live. I know people that just live in, dude, can you imagine, you just meet him. I know a guy lives in Grand Cayman because he met his wife there.
Yeah, well.
It's just crazy that you could live there and make this type of money.
Well, you're living in a place, too, where you just have no roots.
Yeah.
You don't have, a family or anything there.
He told me what bothers him is his wife every now and then, he lives, it's a small community where they live.
Yeah.
And it's where she grew up. So, there's a few ex-boyfriends that run into his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And, he said he hates that.
Oh, wow.
He's they always giggle and stuff.
Well, I think, just imagine looking into the future, if you could look forward, 100 years, it's just going to be the entire world is going to be like that.
Yeah.
How many, once Americans start moving to Africa,
oh yeah,
they're going to start taking over all these different places.
Now,
Everywhere you go, there's just going to be old people.
Do you think people would be mad if we moved to America or Africa? Because people are getting mad about it in DR. You see now, if you buy property in DR, you could have
you're gentrifying wherever you go.
Now, is that a bad thing all the way?
Well, there's an argument for it because it's you are introducing more money into their economy. But then now there's all these people who are moving to Bali.
Yeah.
That's the new place if you're young and cool. People move to Bali. It's young black professionals moving to Bali. But now Bali's getting fucked up because all this new money's coming in.
Wow.
So the locals can't afford to rent a house or something.
So if a black person moves somewhere, that's still gentrifying?
You're still bringing in American money. And
wow.
So it's the prices are still going up.
But people won't get mad if you're black and you move somewhere, though. You could be dude, we came from here.
The Bali people will.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you're still going to Indonesia.
Yeah.
So it's the locals are still getting priced out. But the thing is, though, I think more and more Americans are going to be moving out of this country, and they're just going to end up in different places. And those places are all going to be, it's all going to kind of look the same after a while.
Wow.
You're just going to be, and also the population everywhere outside of Nigeria is getting way older. In Japan, there's not enough people having kids. So the population, the average age is 50.
Wow.
But in 100 years, the average age is going to be 80.
Wow.
So everywhere you go, it's all just going to be old pieces of shit hanging out, sitting on chairs,
and
talking
they'll keep
about the old
getting
days.
older.
Yeah, exactly. There's not enough young people to take care of the old people.
I mean, how do people speculate? They say, oh, in this year, humans are going to live to be 140.
Yep.
Did you ever read what people thought this year would be like? People had some weird expectations.
Well, they weren't. Nowadays, when they say that, it's based on like actual science. It was just sort of speculation before.
Do you think we'll live to be 140?
Probably not us, but like my nephew is like 10 years old. He's going to live till like 150 probably.
Wow.
Yeah, because like people, think about when people started drinking water. It was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our parents didn't even drink water.
My father just got told he's got to drink water.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just drinks. He was just drinking soda.
Yeah.
2 liters of soda a day.
But it's going to be like, just it's so weird to think that everybody's going to be old.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, there's going to be just like a guy sitting on a chair telling you about how women used to look better.
And they'll tell you back in the day, they'll be like, I remember when science first started.
Yeah, right. I remember back before, old people are always talking about shaving.
Yeah.
Back when women used to shave.
Yeah.
Or I don't like how they shave these days.
Or they never know how old they are. You always say, how old are you? They'll say, let me see. In 1907. Yeah, you ever ask an old person how old they are 3 times in the same hour? Most of the time, two things are going to happen. They're going to give you different numbers, or they're going to be like, I told you twice already.
Yeah. Well, it's like at a certain point, you don't even need to know your age anymore.
Yeah, I always go a year ahead. So when my birthday comes,
Yeah.
I'm already ready. Like, I'll tell people I'm 38. Like, I'm 38. I'm already telling people, well, I'm almost 40.
Yeah.
And then when I hit 39, I don't feel so bad.
That's good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I might take that.
And, women like older men, too. So people used to get insecure. I'm telling you, dude, I meet a girl sometimes, and she'd be like, ooh, I didn't know. You're like a grown man. And then I bring her here with all my roommates in my single bed.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how 40-year-olds live.
Yeah, no, this is man shit
40's
here.
the new 30, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
And by the way, what's your Venmo, because I need to request half the dinner?
Yeah. Those hash browns weren't free.
Yeah, breakfast in bed. This is oatmeal. Just shut up and eat it.
I feel like this next 10 years is very important for us.
You think?
If you can nail these next 10 years, and then the 20 years after that's gonna be easy.
You think that you can pull it out of the water?
I think so. I think it's all been leading up to this. I think it's not like you can't put too much pressure on yourself from like this year is gonna be my year, but the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I think this is really gonna hit our stride here. And then after that, then we move to Columbus, Ohio.
If somebody would have told you when you first were moving out to New York, if they said, look, these first 10 years, nothing's going to happen. You're going to deliver a lot of food. You're going to have some stressful nights.
You're going to slip and fall.
You're going to be lonely a lot.
Yeah.
Make sure you got a TV with a lot of stuff to watch.
Yep. PlayStation
Be by
4.
yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, it would be a mixed bag. But I do think like once you start making plans for like being old already and living in Ohio in a big house with a backyard, it's like this is when you really make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be
a couple things, and it's like then you just it's there.
If I got some money, I'd end up moving into one of those hospice places, and nobody could come live with me. That's what my grandmother did. My uncle, he always lived with her till he was about 50. So she moved into a hospice. He can't move in there.
Wait, wow.
She's like, I'm tired of taking care of you. You're 50.
He's just living in hospice care?
My youngest uncle, they won't let him move in.
Wow.
So he would always live at her apartment, and she'd always move. She'd try to hide the address. He'd find her, too.
Wow.
We always said he'd be a good detective.
Wow. What's he doing now?
He's actually met another older woman. I seen him at Walmart. She's about 85, got a walker. He told me, yep. He goes, I said, oh, who are you helping? You taking care of her? Are you helping out with social work?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, no, that's my lady. He goes, look, I'm going to say it like this. She gets $800 every month.
I'm going to say it like this. Pussy is pussy.
Yeah.